Hello, and welcome to another solo episode of the Many Faces of Cancer podcast. I am your host, Melissa Grosboll, and today I want to talk about gratitude. In this cancer world, we tend to look at cancer as the big C word, and some people still look at it as a death sentence. And regardless of how you feel about it, it is always a big blow when you are diagnosed. And if you've listened to a lot of the interviews on this show, one of the common themes is gratitude, is finding the blessings, finding the silver linings, looking at as a wake-up call. And you have been able to see what people have done with their lives, for others, for themselves, in the face of a diagnosis and dealing with cancer. Everybody from, stage 1 all the way up through metastatic cancer, people still have this feeling of a blessing or a silver lining or just something that they've done with their lives that probably wouldn't have happened without this diagnosis. So about gratitude, I am a huge believer and practicer of gratitude. I even have a tattoo on the inside of my forearm that says grateful, that reminds me every day to be grateful for anything, for everything, for my life. And I want to share with you, so it was probably, about 8 years ago or so now, I was in a place in my life that I really didn't want to be here anymore. I was dealing with a lot of depression, and I didn't even really realize it at the time because I'm a very happy-go-lucky person, and I'm always positive, and I always look at the bright side of things, and I always practice gratitude. How could I be depressed? And it was several months before I actually realized what was going on. Now, in the meantime, one of the things that I did realize was that there was something not right. So I actually created a list of everything in my life that I was grateful for. And it was on the front page of a journal that I had bought for this and started. There were, I want to say, probably 30-ish things that I was able to put down. Things, people, events, emotions, all of that I was grateful for. And when I woke up every morning, I would look at that list. I would keep that page open when I was at work in between patients, and I looked at that list as often as I could every single day, because it helped me to see that life was worth living, that there were things in my life that were good, that I was grateful for. Now, I eventually realized and accepted that I was depressed and went and got help, and I got better. Thank you to my therapists. But that sense of gratitude continued. I started a gratitude journal that I would write down 5 to 10 things that I was grateful for every single day. Now I keep that up. I'm down to 3 to 5, depending on the day. But I still, when I wake up in the morning, I write down things that I am grateful for every single day. Now, what does this have to do with cancer? Again, as I said, so many of these interviews that I have already done, episodes of the show, we talk about being grateful. We talk about silver linings and blessings that have come from a cancer diagnosis. Now, there are so many nonprofit organizations out there now that help other people going through cancer that were started by people going through cancer as a way to give back, or as a way to, hey, I didn't have this when I was going through cancer, and this would have been so life-changing or so wonderful for me to have or do. So I'm going to create it for other people who I am sure also have that need. The amount of compassion and empathy and kindness that comes from so many people after they have gone through a cancer diagnosis and treatment toward others. So people who are now advocates for whatever cancer or whatever organization helped them, that they are now advocates toward early detection, toward screenings, toward all of those type things, came out of a cancer diagnosis and treatment themselves. Just a sense of what a blessing every day of life is, because you never know when it's going to be gone, is a blessing that has come from a cancer diagnosis. Now, I want to go back and say cancer sucks, okay? And everybody who is listening to this, and the majority of people in the world, will all agree that cancer sucks. And nobody would wish to have cancer or wish anybody else would have cancer. We would love for cancer to be eradicated and gone off the face of the earth. It has happened to other diseases. It can happen to cancer. At least that's what I pray for and I wish for, because I wouldn't want anybody to have to go through this. So don't get me wrong, by me talking about silver linings and blessings and even gifts that come from cancer, into saying that cancer is a good thing, because it's not. And when you're going through it, it sucks. It really does. You have a disease. You are going through these nasty treatments. You are possibly losing body parts. So please know that I am not making light of cancer. I am not making light of the process that people go through. And I'm not saying that it doesn't suck. What I am saying is that we need to also look at what could come from cancer. Again, nonprofit organizations, increase in kindness, increase in empathy, increase in compassion, increase in advocacy. And for many people like me personally, cancer was a wake-up call for me to really look at my health, all of the habits that I had in my life, the things that I was doing that were destructive to my health. I mean, I was eating sugar and carbs all the time. All right. I owned a cookie dough shop, and that was what I ate most of the time, was cookies and cookie dough and other sweets. and it was destroying my health. I had a lot of unprocessed trauma from losing my mom, from losing a couple of pets, from my own knee injury, from losing a dear friend, all in the span of like 10 months that I never processed. I was just not taking care of myself because I was too busy. So for me, the wake up call of cancer was for me to look at my health and do something about it, because I wasn't going to be here to enjoy the rest of my life if I didn't. And that wake up call actually turned into the gift of this podcast, the joy that I get from helping others with cancer or recovering from cancer to live a healthier life, become stronger through my business now that wasn't even on the radar before I was diagnosed. So gratitude is a practice that is so incredible and can be so life-changing for everybody. Like, I was practicing gratitude long before I was diagnosed. And you may think, okay, I'm going through chemo. I am sick all the time. I have a terminal diagnosis. What do I have to be grateful for? If that's how you're feeling right now, I totally get it. Believe me, when I was going through my depression, there were days I didn't want to get out of bed. And looking at a list of things I could be grateful for. And, I had simple things on that list, like a roof over my head, a husband who loved me, food on the table, a job. Even though I didn't love my job at the time, I still had a job. I still had income coming in. I still had patients who were coming to see me and getting better through chiropractic care. I'm trying to remember what else was on the list. Music to listen to, the sun coming up every day. Like, it doesn't have to be profound things. You don't have to say, oh, I'm grateful for this whole experience and I'm grateful for my cancer and everything that it's giving me. No, that's not really, I don't know. No. But simple things that you can look at and say, I am so glad that I have this. I woke up this morning. I'm still breathing. I'm still alive. I have one more day to fight. I have one more day to contribute. I have one more day to heal. Whatever it is. And you can start with just one thing. Okay. I have a friend who checked in on me today. My doctors are doing everything they can to heal me or to help my body to heal. The list is endless, and practicing this act of gratitude, if you allow it to, can really change your outlook, your mood, your life. There are so many studies that have been done on the practice of gratitude and what it can do for our health, for our mood, and for our life. So I invite you today to really take a look at your life and think about one to 3 to 5 to 10 things that you are grateful for in your life. And to take this on as a practice and do it every day. And you can lay in bed in the morning before you wake up and think about it. But studies show that the actual act of writing it down has even more profound effects. Because when you're having a really down day and a day where things feel hopeless, you can go back and you can look at things that you've written down that you were grateful for. And if you can really feel that gratitude, it can help you get through those down days like it did for me. And it still does for me on those down days. I think about the amazing things and people that I have in my life. So I want you to let me know in the comments, send me an email, tag me on Instagram, and let me know if you're going to take this on. I really hope that you do. And just tell me one or two things that you're grateful for as you listen to this episode. So have a grateful day. Have a great week, weekend, whenever you're listening to this. And know that I'm here thinking of you, and I'm in your corner. And I'm grateful for all of you who are listening to this, who have supported me, and who are sharing this mission of mine out to the world. So take care, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.